Hey guys, welcome back to FLA Labs. For those of you who have seen the videos, you probably already know that we successfully sent our satellite circuit sculpture into space. In that video, you see a lot of custom 3D printed housings, and today what I wanted to do is actually show you with a brief tutorial how I design and 3D print my custom housings. This one here has an Arduino Uno inside, and if you're interested in winning, stay to the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can enter to win. Okay, so the first step in any enclosure is to model the object that is to be enclosed. This case, it's an Arduino Uno, and I'm going to skip past that since that's not the focus of the video. Okay, so once you have your object, you're going to draw a rectangle around it, and you're going to decide how big of a gap you want between the object and the walls of the housing. For me, I'm going to use 4 millimeters. I'm going to do 4 millimeters on all sides except the end with the power cables, which I'll do a little extra. Okay, now the next step is actually I used the offset tool and I used a wall thickness of 3 millimeters, and now what I'm doing is using a fillet to round the corners just so that the housing is good and strong and there aren't any sharp points. It just makes it look better and feel better in your hand. For the rounds I'm using 2 millimeters. The next step is actually to position the holes for the mounting screws in each corner. The easiest way to do that is to draw 2 circles. One will be the hole and one will be sort of the post that connects to the wall of the housing. So once you have those, you can trim away the extra, and then I like to round the inside corner. It just gives strength to the box. Now we can go ahead and repeat that step on the other 3 corners, and then we're done setting up our mounting holes. Now the next thing we want to do is actually create the bottom of the box. So using that sketch we just made, we're going to select all of the bottom surface and we're going to extrude downward. I'm going to do an offset of 8 millimeters just so there's a gap under the Arduino for routing any wires we need to. Now we have the bottom of our box. The next thing we do is open that same sketch back up and we're going to select the profile that will become the walls of the housing. I'm going to go ahead and select the inside of the mounting holes as well, and I'm going to extrude that to give the box its height. One really easy way to do that is actually to do another offset that is equal to the height of the enclosure, and then instead of extruding a certain distance, we're going to go down to an object and just select the bottom of that plane that we created that is the bottom of the box. So now you can see our enclosure has its walls. We're leaving a little bit of a gap about 5 millimeters above the highest point on the Arduino, just so that there's room for routing wires. If you're going to be using a shield on your Arduino, you're going to need more space than that, but in this case that will be just fine. So we're off to a good start. We got walls in our bottom. Now I'm going to circle back and select the holes that we created in that sketch profile. So just select those 4 circles, and I'm going to do a cut extrusion. So that when I go to 3D print this box, there's a hole there. I can either make this the right size for a screw to thread into directly or big enough for a threaded insert to be pressed in. Either way, it will be the same process. Okay, so now our mounting holes are ready. Okay, looking pretty good. The next step is to create the mounting points for where we will secure the Arduino Uno. So I actually just projected the Arduino Uno profile onto the bottom of the enclosure, and I'm using that to create 4 posts basically that will hold the PCB in place. Instead of doing individual posts, it's a lot stronger if you actually have those mounting points secured to the wall. So I just draw vertical lines, make those lines tangent to the mounting holes that I want, and then trim off the excess. The Arduino Uno has 4 mounting holes, so I'm going ahead and creating 4 tabs that will support the Arduino Uno, and they have holes in the center so that we can drive a screw right down into them and hold that Arduino securely in place. Once we have our profiles drawn, again, we're just going to select those planes and we're going to extrude upward. Trick to do this easier instead of knowing the proper dimension is actually just to turn the housing off and then extrude to an object and select the underside of the Arduino. But you have to remember then, before you finish this extrusion, you need to turn the Arduino off in the viewer and the enclosure on, and then set to join, so that now those mounting points are one body with the enclosure and have not joined to the Arduino. I also like to round the edges of those mounting tabs just to make them a little bit stronger. On the Arduino Uno specifically, this top mounting point here, there is an obstruction. One of the header pins is in the way, so my fastener is too big, it doesn't fit there. So what I'm going to do instead is actually extrude up a pin in place of that hole that would have accepted a screw. There's just going to be a pin pointing straight up. That's going to allow the board to sit down on top of the pin and help us position our board before we drive in the other fasteners. Okay, now that that's done and we are happy with how it's looking, the next step is to start working on the cover. So the easiest way to do this is sketch on that top rim of the enclosure that you already have. We're going to draw 4 new circles. That will be where the screw goes through the housing and down into the base. So through the cover, down into the base. So we're going to draw 4 circles, and then we're going to select everything except the center of those 4 circles, and we're going to extrude upwards. This is going to make a lid that is the exact same shape and size as the base of the enclosure without having to redraw anything. So I'm going to extrude this up 7 millimeters. That's actually based on the height of the screw, the head of the screw. So we want the screw to be flush with the top of the enclosure. So that's where that came from. We're going to extrude up 7 millimeters, and then the center portion of that cover doesn't need to be the full thickness. That would be a waste of material. So you can see we're doing a second extrusion for the center portion that's only 2 millimeters thick. We're going to go ahead and rename our bodies now so we can keep them straight. We have the Arduino itself, the enclosure, and the cover. And now that that's done, we'll leave just the cover on, and you can see on the underside what I mean. The center portion is only 2 millimeters thick. That's plenty enough for it to be a rigid and robust cover for our application. The next thing we want to do is actually 2 offsets. One of them will function as sort of a buffer so that the lid can sit down onto the base and there's a little bit of clearance. The next will actually be the lip that goes down past the top rim of the enclosure. That will help it to stay centered and secure while you're driving in your fasteners. Once we have that profile drawn, we're just going to extrude upward the little offset one, and then we're going to extrude again the lip, and the lip needs to come up 1 millimeter or 2 higher than the bottom of that enclosure cover. And now you can see when we turn sideways, that's going to let this cover sit right on top of the enclosure and be naturally centered and held in place by that little lip. Okay, the next step is to cut away a little bit of material for our fasteners to sit down into the cover. This will depend on what fastener you're using, but for me, I needed an 8 millimeter circle, and that ended up taking up more room than I expected. So I'm going to draw my 8 millimeter circle, and then I'm actually going to cut off the whole corner. I'm not sure if there's a term for this. I would call it a dog ear, where we're just lobbing off the corner, and the fastener will be seated right at the edge of that cover. So I just drew 4 lines, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, and made them tangent to those circles. And now I'm going to go back and trim off the extra lines we don't need. Okay, that makes the little dog-eared profile, and the next step is just to extrude those 4 corner pieces downward to cut away that extra material and create a perfect little place for the fastener head to sit. You can see when we did that, it actually created a little opening. I need the lip on the inside of the housing to be bigger, so I'm switching that to 2 millimeters so there is no opening created by that dog ear. And there, now you can see it's closed off again. So that just about does it for the cover. The next thing we want to do is just put a little chamfer on all the sharp edges. This is to make it look professional and finished, but also to give it a good feel in your hand. The 3D printer sharp edges don't end up looking that sharp anyway, so it's best to just go ahead and put a little chamfer on there. Gives it a more professional feel. We also put a chamfer on the bottom edge of the base of the enclosure. That helps with the 3D printer so that it doesn't over extrude at the base and there's a nice crisp bottom. It also makes the base match the cover so they look like one set. Okay, the last step, and perhaps the most important, is to put a nice logo on the cover so you know exactly what's going to be inside this housing. This is really easy to do. In the past I've brought in a canvas and traced it on, but really the best thing to do is to find a PNG online, convert that to an SVG, and that can be inserted directly into your model, and then you can extrude that profile without having to do any tracing or anything. So I brought in my Arduino logo, I pressed it into the cover about 1 millimeter, and now I'm ready to export these as STLs. Once I have those, all I have to do is bring them into my slicer. I like to use the Creality slicer here. First, I'm going to do the base, the housing, almost 5-hour print. Not too bad. I could print it faster if I wanted a lower quality. And then when I go to print the cover, you'll see that I'm actually going to flip it over. I'm going to print it face down with supports on because I want those dog ear corners to be supported. However, I don't want to have to pick infill out of that logo that we pressed into the cover. So what I'm going to do is use the support blocker to prevent supports from being generated under the logo. Using the support blocker, we can prevent any supports from being generated in the logo, and that will make it a lot easier to clean up after it prints. Now we're ready to jump over to 3D printing.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're interested in winning the custom 3D printed housing that we just designed together and the Arduino Uno inside, just leave me a comment telling me where you're from and what you'd like to see FLA Labs do next. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.